Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be attempting to do a Mariah Carey look for Halloween. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully it turns out good. And if you see this video, then I think I did okay. So if you want to see how I got this Mariah Carey look, then keep on watching. Okay, to get started, I am going to apply this E.L.F. primer. I think it's called a Putty primer, and I'm going to put this all over my face, and that's just going to prep my skin before the foundation. Here I'm going to be applying my Maybelline 24-hour foundation, and it's going to look a little light on camera. So what I did after I applied it was put a pump of the other shade that I had here on hand on top, just to kind of darken it just a little bit. But I knew that it was going to balance all out once I did the contouring. But I just didn't want you to be alarmed, because as you can see on my face right now, on the other side at least, it is a pretty close match. I'm super fair for the most part, so it looks a little weird on camera. But anywho, I applied the colors 220 and 310 in combination with each other. And this is me taking my blender and pressing it all in, knowing that I look like Casper the Ghost on camera. It looks so funny. It didn't look like this in person, but so I'm just trying to blend it all in. And at that point I realized, you know what, I'm just going to add another shade because this is going to look super crazy on camera. Here I am applying my concealer. It is the Maybelline concealer in the color Neutralizer, the Age Rewind kind, and I am applying it to the highlight areas, but I am trying to mimic the shape of Mariah's face and the high points of her face. And so we both have large foreheads, but her forehead is a little bit more square. So I'm pulling that concealer over. I'm pulling it down underneath my eyes a lot lower, because I don't have cheeks similar to hers, and so I had to give the illusion of a fuller cheek, and so I'm doing that for that part. And I'm also bringing it out more because I'm trying to give the illusion of a fuller face, because her face is a little bit more apple shaped and mine is a little bit more narrow. So I'm just trying to create that look on myself. Here I'm going to be using the LA Pro concealer in the color Tofee. I don't know what I was trying to do here, trying to make it clear for you to see the color, but anywho, I'm going to use that to contour. And as I said earlier, Mariah's face shape is different than mine. Her forehead is a little bit more square and mine is round, so I'm trying to change the shape of my forehead as well as mimic her cheeks, because again, I don't have full cheeks like she does, so I have to kind of give the illusion of the apples that she has. So that's what I'm doing with that contour, is just rounding it out to give that illusion. Here I am using my Ben Nye setting powder in the color Neutral to set all of the areas where I put that concealer, and I'm using this sponge to smooth out any creases before I set. And I'm going to place this under my eye, on my nose, chin area, and all of that. And I would end up doing this several times, just kind of in the process of me trying to create this look. I had to set and then add more stuff and set and add more stuff. So this is just a little piece of that process. Here I am using my CoverGirl pressed powder. I want to say it's in the color 5.5 or something like that. Yeah, 5.5 warm. And I am trying to show you that and failing miserably. But I'm just going to set the other areas where I didn't place that neutral powder. As you can see, I added more of that neutralizer or neutral set powder under my eyes and on my chin. Here I am using a contour powder by LA Color. I got that from Five Below and I really like the shade, so I was just trying that out. And I'm using this to, again, create a contour for the illusion of the face shape that I'm trying to achieve. Mariah has very full cheeks and she has a different shaped chin than I do, so I am trying to achieve that look. So I am contouring to create her face shape on my face shape. I did end up making some changes along the way with the chin area, just to try to make sure that I was getting it as spot on as I could, but it is a learning process and I was just kind of figuring it out along the way. Here I am trying to contour my nose as similar to hers as possible. We definitely have different nose shapes, and the beginning of her nose where it starts at the top is wider in a sense than mine is, and then also it's almost like it comes from her brow on down. So I am just trying to mimic that contour, and here I'm trying to contour my eyes as well. As you can see, I added more neutral setting powder. I was really trying to get that shape down, but I'm also here trying to create her brow shape. I typically like a pointy arch, but her eyebrows are usually rounded at the arch area, and also her eyebrows are blonde. So I was just using one of the lightest colors that I had, and I'm looking at it just to make sure it's blonde because to me it was looking very dark. But what I did was use that pencil and another pencil to try to create that shape, and then I used a little bit of a light brown eyeshadow, and I filled it in just to try to give me as light of a brow as I could. Here I'm using some concealer on a brush to try to really emphasize that round shape, and I'm using the same concealer that I used under my eyes and on my forehead, chin, and nose. Alright, so now I am using Pearlescent Pink Blush by Wet n Wild. It is one of my favorite blushes of all time, and that's why it's so used. And I'm trying to create those apples that Mariah has. And I'm going in on the blush because I'm really trying to emphasize that cheek situation that she has going on. Like, she really has some very pronounced cheeks, and I have no cheeks, so I'm really trying to create the illusion of apples here. And every so often, as I'm looking at myself, I start picking up other brushes and trying to fix various things. So anywho, I'm just going in with that blush super heavy. Now for the eyes, I am using this Wet n Wild palette. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a lot of neutral tones, and I am just using this to create a very simple eye look. I'm using some browns, soft brown, and a little bit of a dark brown, as well as a soft pink and a really kind of champagne-y color to create the look that I'm going for. Mariah typically wears very soft shadows. Every now and then you'll catch her with a dark eye, but for the most part she wears a lot of neutral things on her eyes, so I wanted to stay consistent with that. Okay, so on this part, I got a little ahead of myself and didn't record what I was doing, but essentially I was trying to create the illusion of a smaller lip. So my lips are a lot fuller than Mariah's. Even when I look back at the video and the makeup look, I feel like I could have made my bottom lip and top lip even smaller, but I was doing the best that I could do. It was actually kind of challenging to create the smaller lips. So what I'm doing right now is using concealer over the lower part of my lip to try to cover it up, because again, I'm just trying to create the illusion of a smaller lip. And over the course of the time I was doing this makeup, I actually ended up redoing these lips a few times. So here I am noticing that, I want it to be even smaller, so I just started putting concealer over what I did and just kind of starting over with the drawing of the lip. Here I'm applying the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara to my top and bottom lashes. I also did a small wing off camera because Mariah typically wears a tiny wing. I also added her signature mole, and I added some highlights to just kind of make the contour and everything pop.